Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 15th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to continue our discussion on background properties in CSS. So we're working with the more or less the same file. I've made a few changes. The text in the body is still the same. I've got lyrics from I'm Not Afraid, and there are two paragraphs, and within the style section I have style rules applied to two elements, the paragraph element as well as the body element, and I've gotten rid of the background color property for the paragraph element. So we just have the color and font size properties there. The color is set to white, the font size is set to 18 points. We're still using the background image property, and the same file as the image eminem.png. So make sure this file is saved. I'll go to the folder where I have it, I'll open it in my browser, and this is how it looks, right? So we checked this out in the last tutorial, so it hasn't been long, and that's why I'm not going to explain the background image property, but we're going to talk about some other interesting stuff. So let's say you want this image to move a bit. Let's say you want it to move a bit from the left, or you want it to move a bit from the top. You're just not happy with its position and you want to change it. So the property that you would be using to play with the position of the image is background hyphen position. So you type in background hyphen position, put a colon, and let's say you want it to move maybe 70 pixels from the left. So you would type in 70 pixels here, and you want it to move about 150 pixels from the top. So you would type 150 pixels as the second value. I'll save the file, and when I refresh it in my browser, I see that the image has moved, but you probably cannot make out much because the image is being repeated. So you can see Eminem's jacket here, while his head has moved down a bit. So in case you want things to be more clearer than they are, then what you could do is you could use a background repeat property and set its value to no hyphen repeat, right? So there's a hyphen in the value there. You have to pay attention to that. When I refresh it in the browser, now I see, although my text is now not visible, part of it is not visible because the color of the text is white and the background is also white, so we can't see some of the text, but at least now you know how you can change the position of images in your document. And I have a smaller version of this image file, eminem.png. Let me use that now. So that one's called eminem-short. It's in the same directory, and when I use that and refresh, I see that it's actually much smaller than the original image, and the background position property is working on this one too, so that's why it's shifted from the original coordinates of 0 0. So let's say let me first get rid of the values for background position, and let me get this back to 0 0, and let me also change this to no value. And when I refresh this in the browser, I see that this image is repeated like a zillion times. Now let's say you want this image to be repeated only along the horizontal axis, right, in this direction from left to right. You don't want it to be repeated from top to bottom. So what you'll have to do is, for the background repeat property, you'll have to type in repeat x as the value, right? So when I save the file, after typing in that value, I see that this image is repeated only along the horizontal axis. And if you want it to be repeated along the y-axis, then you'll have to type in repeat hyphen y as the value for the background repeat property. I'll go and refresh the page, and I see now that it's repeated this way from top to bottom. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys had fun watching this one, and you may subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video, in which we'll wrap up our discussion on background properties, hopefully check out a few more interesting things, and see you in the next video. Take care.